Come and See is a 1985 Soviet Second World War film that follows a young Belarusian boy named Flora and his journey through the German invasion of Belarus in 1943. In this film, we see Flora go from being a young boy around the age of 13 to looking like a man in his late 60s. However, though this film has been analyzed from top to bottom, I wish to look at only one scene in particular: the killing of the German POWs under the bridge nearing the end of the film. In it, we are introduced, as always, to the chief players of this scene through Flora's point of view: the Russian partisan commander, the German POWs themselves, the MG gunners, and the partisans, whom we haven't seen for some time. In this haunting climax, Flora is once more brought face to face with the German officers and soldiers who were responsible for the burning of the small village that we took witness to not 10 minutes earlier. As the partisans are quick to kill the prisoners, a young man with a saber, most likely an officer of sorts, comes in to break it up. The head partisan commander then steps into view once more, keeping his hands in his pockets, a stoic frown, and a booming voice to fit his command. As the sequence continues, we see the German commander try to wiggle his way out of being shot through his translator.
Ich bin ein alter Mann und dazu noch krank.
Und starый больной человек.
Ich bin mit Enkeln reichlich beschert worden. Mit solchen, wie diesen da.
Он хочет заботиться о детях и внуках. У него много внуков. Таких, как вы.
We then see that Flora recognizes the lieutenant who commanded that those with children be left in the church to burn. He even calls him out. Being the proud officer that he is, the lieutenant speaks up and begins telling the partisans that what he did was due to his belief that the Russian people should no longer be allowed to survive in this world, stating that his actions was a form of population control. After this, Flora places a can of gasoline at the foot of the translator, who then proceeds to douse the other POWs in it, then begs for matches. Before this, we were given an image of what appeared to be a villager running toward the partisans with a torch to light the prisoners aflame. However, once he gets there and confronts the soldiers, a female voice rises above the screaming, saying, and then proceeds to fire upon them, shortly after which 3 others join in, a man with a Mosin Nagant, another with what appears to be a Tokarev, and finally the MG gunner, who truly finishes what had begun. What I find so amazing about this scene is the slight play on expectations. We are given the impression that indeed, these men shall truly burn for their actions. However, in an instant, they are shot dead. Though earlier the Russian officer with the saber, in his few words, seemed to deem that shooting them would ultimately do nothing, as though killing them would make the partisans no better than the enemy themselves. Also, while most likely not an artistic choice by the director, I find it ironic that it is a medic that incites the violence upon these prisoners. This film also has an unending feeling of an escape, that no matter if you end the film early or watch it to its bitter end, you will never escape its almost apocalyptic air, which is why the title of Come and See fits all too well. You are in the eyes of Flora the whole way through. You bear witness to war in a way that most films today might never dare try. And with each moment Flora breaks the fourth wall and stares into your eyes, you can almost hear his silent cries for help, for the return of his innocence, most of all for an escape that shall never come. And as Mozart's Lacrimosa overtakes the soundtrack, with the partisans moving toward their next objective, Flora runs to catch up with them, slowly disappearing among their ranks, becoming another body in a group of people that will most likely become another casualty of the Second World War.